Everybody in, nobody out. That's what healthcare is all about. Everybody in, nobody out. That's what healthcare is all about. What do we want? Medicare for all. And where do we want it? Now. What do we want? Medicare for all. And where do we want it? Now.
It's now almost 60 years since that speech and 90 years since the British got universal health care. We are beyond the pale of being behind. And now the so-called quote-unquote progressives, who we elected to represent us, who we elected to fight for us against corporatist politicians like Nancy Pelosi, are telling us we have to wait longer amidst a pandemic and a post-Bernie 2016 era in which even the majority of Republicans now want universal health care. This is beyond disgusting. It's insane to think about how we still do not have universal health care in the richest country our planet has ever seen, and now people are beginning to realize that it is not normal.
We have to make use of this. What good is a pay-go exemption for Medicare for all if you can't bring Medicare for all to the floor of the House? We're saying you ran and you campaigned on Medicare for all. This is your moment. This is your moment to get it done. Get it done now. Bring it to the floor of the House. Force the vote. Force the vote. Force the vote. Force the vote. Force the vote.
We talked about these issues like nothing could wait. And now I'm realizing in this moment that a lot of the people that I respected in both the left media and in politics seem comfortable with the idea that the timeline is now being extended by years, if not decades. Yeah. And that has been a real mask-off moment for me and for a lot of us, I think. You know, I feel like sometimes I was just the most naive person in the world because I actually believed the things that we said. There was a reason that I felt compelled to leave a fairly comfortable job to go into left journalism, because I believed that certain things needed to be said because we couldn't wait. And there was a reason that I left my job in journalism that I loved and believed in to go and join a campaign and give up a certain amount of security because I believed that it was worth it for what we were fighting for at the end of the day was worth it. And now to hear that a lot of people seem to believe that we can extend these timelines, that the things that we said was just mere sloganeering, is really disheartening. But what is heartening is seeing how many of you are willing to stand up and keep saying what is right and keep speaking truth to power no matter what the consequences are.
The U.S. is the only industrialized country in the world without health care for their citizens, and the richest country in the world, and they say now is not the time. Think about that. Try and process that for a second. Algeria and Botswana provide health care for their people, and we can't do it. Egypt, Ghana, Morocco, Seychelles provide health care for their citizens, and America can't do it. Tunisia, the Bahamas, Canada, Costa Rica, Mexico, Cuba, Trinidad and Tobago. And they say now is not the time, and America can't do it. Argentina, Brazil, Chile, they give their citizens health care, and America can't do it. Colombia, Peru, Bhutan, China, Georgia, India, Indonesia, and they say America can't do it. Israel provides health care for their citizens, and knowing our relationship, it's probably us paying their health care. Japan, the Maldives, Philippines, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Taiwan, Thailand, Albania, they give their citizens health care, and America can't do it. Austria, Belgium, Croatia, the Czech Republic, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Iceland, they give their citizens health care, and we can't do it. Iceland, the Isle of Man, sorry, that's not PC, the Isle of People, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, Romania, even the dastardly Russia gives their people health care. The evil, evil Russia somehow is able to give their citizens health care, and we can't do it. Serbia, Spain, Sweden, Turkey, the UK, Austria, New Zealand, and Macau. Wow, and to Macau. They give their citizens health care, and yet here in the United States, we can't do it. It's insane, it's bananas, it's disgusting, it's a crime against humanity. Woo! and yet they say now is not the time.
I asked my husband to hand me my glasses. I put them on and saw no difference. It was as if I suddenly put a blindfold on. A state of confusion overwhelmed me. I struggled to get dressed, and my husband took me to the hospital. It was there I was diagnosed with a rare disorder named myopic degeneration. Since 2019, my entire life has changed. There was no progression of my losing sight. It was instant. To say it's been traumatic is an understatement of epic proportions. I lost my job. I was a contractor, so it was completely legal. Ironically, I've worked in healthcare for over 10 years. I stopped being able to do many of the things I love. I was an English major and now find myself unable to read books. I am 41 years old and have an appointment with a doctor to spend the day with me at my house to show me how to do things that I've done all my life. So I guess my question to Rashida is, are you the same person who cried with me? Are you the same person who hugged me? Are you the same person who shared my post about being so emotional and it meaning so much to me? Since Iowa, I have eye injections, which are over $12,000 for each eye every 30 days. And I've had 2 recent eye surgeries, which even with insurance leaves me thousands of dollars in debt. Not to mention my $5,000 deductible, which literally started over yesterday. I was visually impaired, then legally blind, and now I'm visually disabled, all within less than a year.
And would you like to intrude anything?
Yes, sir. Because I lived in the UK and as a kid, and I had universal health care, and I've traveled around the world, and I've seen other countries where they have either universal health care or a variant of where they're able to guarantee health care to its citizens. And I think it's kind of disgusting that here in America, and allegedly the richest country in the world, that we don't have that right for people that they're able to have medical health care just on the fact that they're human.
There's 2 ways it could go, right? We have plenty of progressives, we have plenty of people who've co-signed on to the Medicare for All bill in the House. There's the potential that 8 members of the House band together, unite, and say, we're not going to give Nancy Pelosi our vote as Speaker unless she gives us something in return, okay? And that thing that we're advocating for here, as you all know, is Medicare for All. Because there's the other potential that the progressives sit on their butts all day, do nothing, and think that they should just give Nancy Pelosi their vote for no reason. I don't know if you guys have ever been in a scenario where you've had to negotiate, but what you don't do is show your cards and give up before you even begin the negotiation, before you give the battle. That's not how it works. What you do is you go into the situation, you leverage your power, and you fight for what you believe in. So that's what we're hoping happens tomorrow.
I'm out here because I want to make sure that everybody gets their human rights afforded. And, the Medicare, healthcare, Medicare for all is a human right. And right now, every day that the United States doesn't give every single American health care and or Medicare for all, it's a violation of our human rights, as prescribed by Article 25 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Health care is a human right. We deserve Medicare for all, and our government needs to do the work for us, which is give us health care.
Why do you think we haven't been able to get that?
We haven't been able to get it because our government is bought. It's bought, leased, sold, and paid for. It's paid for by the health insurance lobbies, the health insurance industry. It's paid for by the pharmaceutical industry. It's to borrow a phrase from Chris Hedges, it's a corporate coup d'etat. And we need to do better. We need to make sure that we find politicians and public servants that work for the people rather than for profit.
Just curious, do you have any personal health care issues that made you want to become an activist for Medicare for All?
A personal health care issue? Yes, I'm a human being. That's my personal health care issue. That's my issue. And everybody deserves health care. Everybody deserves to have health care. In the richest country in the world with a gross domestic product of $21.5 trillion, we can't find the trillions of dollars to make sure that everybody gets health care in this United States. It's a joke. That's my health care story. I don't have any health care issues, thank God, Lord willing. I've been vegan for 11 years, and I plan on keeping it that way. But just because I don't have any health issues doesn't mean that I can't advocate for everybody else getting health care in this United States. You know, the common phrase that we've heard since this pandemic is, we're all in this together, we're all in this together. Teamwork makes the dream work. Well, if we're all in this together, let's show it. So for everybody in these halls over here that has health care, that can go ahead and get their private health care through their health care facility that Congress has, but just received another $5 million through this latest through this latest bill. We should all be fighting for everybody together to make sure that everybody gets health care in the richest country in the world, especially in the middle of a pandemic.
Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.